If you're someone that gets super frustrated with the scales every time you try and lose body fat or try and lose weight, then this video is for you. So believe it or not, there is a right and a wrong way to weigh yourself when it comes to trying to lose body fat. And if you're weighing yourself the wrong way, not only are you opening the doors up to a load of frustration, but it's also most likely the reason why you keep giving up your fat loss journey as well. So in today's video, I'm not only going to run through the right way to do this, but also the reasons why, and hopefully turn that unsuccessful fat loss journey into a successful fat loss journey. Okay, so before we get into the video, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'd really appreciate it if you drop me a subscribe. Head over to Instagram, drop me a follow if you're not doing it already. And if you want any additional support from me, I offer a free 7-day fat loss course. The link is in the bio of this video if you want to download that. Right, let's get into the video. So the first thing I'm going to run through is what people normally do when it comes to tracking their weight when they want to lose weight, lose body fat. And what people normally do is a weekly weighing, okay? So they'll weigh in once a week, whenever that suits them, that's what they'll do. So the scenario I'm going to give you now is weighing on a Monday morning, okay? So let's say we weigh ourselves on a Monday morning. This is what most people do, and this is where most people go wrong. So you're weighing on a Monday morning, and you've just had a really relaxing weekend. You maybe had a weekend away with the partner, maybe if you've got kids, they're at the grandparents', or you've just generally done something you enjoy. Maybe you've had a massage. If you've got a stressful job, maybe the week coming up is quite free and you've got nothing on your mind. You're sleeping quite well. You're well hydrated. You're in a good state on that Monday morning. So you weigh yourself and you are X, whatever you weigh. Okay. You go through that week doing all the things you know you need to do, keeping your steps up nice and high, tracking your food, staying within your calorie target, drinking water, getting as much sleep as you can. But then the following Monday morning, you've obviously not weighed yourself since. Following Monday morning, we weigh ourselves again on our weigh day. Now, that weekend's been a bit different. So maybe you've had a Barney with the partner, with the husband, with the wife. Maybe your kids have drove you mad. Maybe you've not been able to have any you time that weekend. Maybe if you've got a stressful job, you've got a big meeting coming up on the Tuesday or the Wednesday at work. So that's on your mind and you're not sleeping well. You're waking up in the night thinking about that. So there's lots of external factors going on here. You weigh yourself on that Monday morning, the scales have gone up a pound. You then write that week off as it was all a waste of time. Okay, because of 2 readings, one where you started and then one 7 days later. So essentially because of 1 reading 7 days later, you write that whole week off as a rubbish week, a week that you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve. Okay. And this is why we can't just take single readings on the scale. It only takes maybe 2 or 3 of those in a row, max, and you sack it off. You'll be like, I'm not doing this, it's not working. Okay, and a lot of you watching this will resonate with this and you'll have been in this position before. Okay, so we're taking an individual reading over the course of 7 days to decide whether our week's been successful or not, which isn't the way to go. Okay, like I say, that will cause us to give up quite quickly. We're not taking into account the external factors of that weekend that are causing the scale to go up and down, and we're not taking into account any of the other days where we didn't weigh ourselves, where we did hit our steps and we did stick to our calories and we were successful in our habits that are working towards our bigger goal. Okay, so if that's not how we're going to do it, if weighing once a week, which maybe is what you've done before, is not how we're going to do it, how do I strongly advise you do it? Okay, so the first step is we weigh every single morning. Okay, so we get into a routine of getting up and weighing yourself every single morning. Now, the first thing I want to address here is some people might think, well, that's a little over the top. But there's a couple of reasons why we're doing this. The first one is I only care about averages, which I'll come to on in a second. But the second reason is I want to remove this kind of importance of the number on the scale. I want you to see it as just like you'd see your blood pressure. We know your blood pressure changes every minute of the day, pretty much. If you took your blood pressure on a regular basis, it would almost certainly be different every time you took it slightly. And that's the same with our weight. Our weight is a forever moving, fluctuating number. Okay, so I want to take the importance away from that, especially from one single reading. So by us doing it every morning, eventually you won't care about that number. It will just be another piece of data. Okay, so that's part of the reason. The second reason is averages. All I care about is averages. If I was to list your weights down, if we were to say weigh yourself for 30 days in a row and list them all down day by day, it would go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It would vary all the time, especially if you've got accurate digital scales. It would vary a lot. Okay, so what we do, we weigh ourselves every day, so 7 readings, and we take our average weight for the week. Okay, whatever that average weight is, the following week, if we've got a goal of losing body fat, then we try and beat that. So let's say we're trying to lose 0.5 kilos per week. Okay, whatever our reading is for the first week, our average, we're going to try and beat that by 0.5 the second week. And all we're looking for is a trend. We're looking for the average. Okay, one high reading, one low reading, it doesn't matter. I say to all of my clients, I don't want you to get too high or too low with the readings on the scales. I don't care about any individual readings, if I'm honest, but what I do care about is looking at your averages week on week and they're heading in the right direction. And once we've done this for a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, we start to understand it a little bit better. We start to understand that, yeah, the scales do fluctuate a lot, especially if you're a female with hormones, especially if you're a social person, you're going out on weekends. The types of food that we eat will very much determine what the scales weigh the next day. If you eat foods higher in carbohydrates, we'll generally hold more water, so the scales will go up a little bit. So by weighing ourselves every single day and taking an average, one, we take the importance out of the scales every day and we don't kind of live and die by one single reading. And also we see that average heading in the right direction or the wrong direction and we can do something about it. Okay, so that is very much how I would advise you weigh yourself, and everybody that comes on board and works with me weighs themselves this way and goes about this approach. And two things happen. One, they don't get stressed out about the scales anymore. So if you're somebody that has been stressed about the scales before, this will definitely help. And then the other thing is they just understand the process far better. Okay, they understand what happens to the body when I go out and have a drink, what happens to the body if I have a bad night's sleep, if I'm highly stressed, time of the month. You know, by tracking every single day, we see all of these trends. Okay, so as I say, we only care about averages and the weight moving in the right direction. We don't care about any individual days. Okay, so write your weights down every single day, take an average for the week, and then try and beat that average the next week. That is by far the best way to weigh yourself. Excuse the pun. So I hope this video has been useful. Give it a go. If you need to ask any questions, drop me a message on Instagram. I'll happily answer any of your questions, whether it's about this or any of my other videos, and I will catch you on the next video.